Let's get an update on the markets now. The JSE will open the first full week of September to flat and lower Asian markets in a busy week in domestic economic data. Local trade gained 2% on Friday, halting a 5-day slide that had pushed the benchmark index to its lowest level since early July. Zwelakhe Mnguni is Chief Investment Officer at Benguela Global Fund Managers and joins us now for the latest market update. Mr. Mnguni, thank you very much for your time. Give us your overall sense of how the markets have opened in early trade and what pressing moves could impact trade this week.
Yeah, thanks, Polly. Good morning to your viewers. Certainly, the market is opened a little lower. I think that part of it has been that some of the large cap stocks being under pressure this morning, the likes of Naspers. But I think on the resources side, we've seen some of the platinum stocks and in the gold sector, Sibanye, they picked up this morning. I think the commodity price are looking slightly better than what we saw last week. But certainly on the backdrop of quite weak Asian market, and I think the US market was also quite weak last week. I think we are seeing the US futures point to a positive open, but not really meaningful in a sense of probably 0.5% in the open expected.
Yeah, let's talk company news. SAA said to be in talks with British Airways, and this is to possibly take over Comair, the Comair franchise routes. What's the latest there?
Yeah, I mean, this currently doesn't seem like it's been confirmed by British Airways yet, but it looks like SAA might be well positioned to take over the franchise agreement. And essentially what it means is that the British Airways would not fly regional flights, and they used to use Comair to do the regional flights and the local flights predominantly. And now what they are looking to do is to find another partner that can run those trips, and it looks like SAA might be in a very good position to get that, particularly because it is able to offer a full service flight service in this market. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's not confirmed yet, but there is speculation that they could be the ones that could get it.
Yeah, let's talk Bidvest Group, which has published its financial results and, get this, a cash dividend declaration for the financial year, which ended on the 30th of June 2022. That's welcome news to shareholders.
No, indeed. I think they had a fantastic year. I mean, I think if you look at their revenues, I think they were up about 13%. And if you look at their earnings, were up 24%. So they basically declared a dividend that actually matched in terms of growth, matched their earnings growth. So it looks like across the board, I mean, their businesses are doing very well. They seem to be saying that they are above the 2019 level in terms of profitability. And 4 of their 7 businesses are actually above $1 billion in profitability currently. And they did highlight that they're investing in the freight business to try and expand capacity to be able to handle the traffic at the ports and also that LNG terminal. I think lastly, one point that they highlighted was that the banking business or the financial services business was struggling. It had quite a difficult environment. I think it's understandable given that there's a lot of competition heating up in the South African banking market. And I think without a strong commercial front, I mean, they're doing a lot of business with their customers that are shipping stuff, but they don't have like a strong commercial franchise outside of that market. So I think that has created a bit of a challenge in the last little while.
Let's conclude with MTN, which has further reduced some of its debt with an early settlement of $300 million in euro bonds. Help us make sense of those developments.
Yeah, I think this is a continuation of a journey that has been undertaken by MTN. I think if you take a step back a few years ago, I mean, it had various emphasis in different times. So in the beginning, it was a lot more about growth, and since the new CEO took over, Mr. Mupita, basically he's emphasized lightening the balance sheet, disinvest in some of the operations that were not adding value. So as they generate that cash through some of these activities, they've been able to reduce their debt. I think their focus is to basically take away or at least remove their foreign currency debt. So they pushed that. They had an offer for $250 million. They've upped it to 300 because it was highly oversubscribed. So they seem to be going in that direction of deleveraging their balance sheet. And I think the positive thing is that each CEO within MTN has had a contribution that is quite visible. And I think Mr. Peter is doing a very good job there.
That's Zwelakhe Mnguni, the Chief Investment Officer at the Benguela Global Fund Managers. Thank you very much for that market update.